Well, howdy, howdy, howdy. Nearly Senior Citizen here, greetings boys and girls, and welcome to this, another brand new day. Yes, indeed. I am kind of cold. I'm always cold. Ever since I lost, like, half my body mass. I mean, I've gained back, like, 40 pounds. I'm right at, like, 200 right now. I was at 325 at my worst. About 20 pounds of that was maybe water weight, because I was also retaining fluids on top of everything else. But the point is, my body was 325 pounds. I was down to 160 because I just couldn't eat for almost 2 months. I should have died, but I didn't. Thank goodness. But since then, over the past like 4 or 5 years since then, I've slowly gained back 40 pounds. Don't really like it. Have been fighting to keep from getting worse. Point being, though, what is my point? I can't remember. Oh yes, I'm cold all the time, which is why even though it's, you know, springish and all, and it gets so warm sometimes trying to sleep, well, it's morning, and so I've got an extra shirt on because I'm so cold. So thumbs up for that. I just thought I'd also mention that this is my USB stick that I use for the magic of recording and editing. I have to stick this into a USB hub I've stuffed into the front port of one of my, the front of my PS4 in one of the USB ports, and then I just stick this in, transfer the file that I record the video on, and then just pop it into the computer and go from there. So thumbs up on that, huh? I suppose I could capture it in other ways, but this works. I also thought I'd spend the bulk of this time talking about just one thing that somebody said in comments, because I was going through opening up 24 hours worth of comments for the end of the video when I'm going to go through and thank people for having left me comments. I noticed as I was going through to make sure I had X number of hours worth of comments that somebody asked me, Confused Owl 29, mentioning that lately I talk about how I have untreated ADHD, and I haven't talked about that in the past. One of the reasons I haven't talked about that in the past is I didn't really know, and I don't have an actual doctor's diagnoses for this. This is largely from my therapist, and then going from what my therapist has told and looking back on my life and going, yeah, I fit all this. Because I was telling him how I had read online, somebody was talking about, yeah, my life is so messed up that I drink caffeine to go to sleep, and somebody else said that's a sign of ADHD. That's the sign of you're self-medicating. You're getting your brain with the stimulant. It makes the serotonin, the dopamine and stuff, so your brain is finally working properly. So you can sleep. So yeah, makes sense. I've been that way my whole life. I take caffeine and it makes me tired. I take caffeine tablets, 200 milligram caffeine tablets, so that I can sleep at night. So, based on that alone, I would say, because when I said that to my therapist that I take caffeine to sleep, he was like, whoa, do you have these other things? You know, when you have it, because I said, I mentioned the inability to concentrate, all this. Is it, do you have tinnitus, ringing in your ears? Yeah, I do. Can you focus on video games when you can't focus on other stuff? Well, yeah, I can. It's flashing lights, bright lights. It holds your attention because of that. There's a ton of stuff that just based on the things that he knows about it, I'm click, 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 click all the way through it. And based on the stuff that I've seen on my life, because when I was a teenager, I was friends with this college student that he told me at the time he drank so that it slowed his brain down so that he could concentrate. Up until I got sober, I never had headaches, and I could concentrate even while getting hammered. When I got sober, I've had so much trouble since then. In the 20 years since I've been sober, I have fallen before. I have fallen. I will continue to fall. But the shame is not in falling. The shame is in not getting back up. I am a human being. But I have been sober since the year 2000. I have headaches when I try to concentrate. I have just plain inability to concentrate. Trying to concentrate just, it's awful. I don't have alcohol to slow my brain down. I haven't had stimulants to make my brain work right. So what is untreated ADHD like? I don't know, because I'm in it. It's the forest for the trees. It's hard to concentrate, I'll tell you that. If I try to concentrate on things, if I really flood myself with caffeine, I can concentrate better. But it's hard to concentrate, and I tend to get headaches the harder I try to concentrate. So that's great when I have to fill out like forms. Back in the beginning when I was trying to get the channel together, so I had to fill out like online tax forms and all sorts of AdSense forms, and that was so hard. I'm amazed I even got it done because of the headaches I was getting trying to concentrate. That's my biggest thing since the year 2000, has just been the inability to concentrate and the headaches that I get when I try. And now, knowing that I fit all of the click, 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 click things that ADHD is, I mean, especially since when I was a kid, I was taken in. I remember very little of my childhood, but little chunks I do. And I remember going to see the child psychologist because my parents thought I was hyperactive. What they called ADHD back then. I don't know what happened because of that, but I don't remember ever taking medications for it, so who knows? But yeah, I mean, for me, that's what ADHD is. It's just been, and that's why it's so hard to get things done. One of the reasons it's so hard to write is because it's so hard to concentrate. On top of having pain from the fibromyalgia and the weakness and the fibro fog. So that's joyous. I wish I could really play contrast and compare, but since I've never really, aside from just self-medicating with caffeine, I don't know what it's like to have the medications for ADHD so that my brain actually functions properly so that I can think the way I should. I've just had the depressants to slow it down and now caffeine. So I wish I could say more on what it's like, but this is the forest trying to describe the trees. I'm right in the middle of it. I don't know how to contrast and compare because everything I see is colored by the untreated ADHD glasses that I have to wear. Thumbs up for that. I mean, it's not terrible. I mean, obviously I'm alive and I've been able to do some things throughout my life. You know, that's a good thing. It's a positive. And I can still think. You know, I'm able to gnaw on concepts, and ever since, what was it? I can't even remember when I really started working on the Cosmic Horror Pantheon. Like, maybe I've been working on this for the past year, and I've been able to keep working on it in my head for the past year, and that's awesome. So obviously I don't have an inability to think or inability to totally concentrate. It's just short-term concentration is really hard. Long-term concentration, I'm not even sure you could call it concentration, since I'm able to remember stuff and deal with it over like decade span times when it should have been like 1 or 2 days. So doesn't really help, does it? I need to get my dentures recast. They do not fit right now. The top ones are broken and breaking, and I'm terrified of when they're going to finish. The lower ones, they just don't fit anymore. I've been getting them soft liner to periodically, but the last time was almost a year ago, and so these things just do not fit. And so occasionally when I go to talk, they just all get loose inside of my mouth, and then instead of like fake teeth, I'm trying to talk around loose chunks of plastic inside of my oral cavity. Joy. Since I did get my stimulus check, I'm hoping that my denture place is still open. Going to call them on Monday to see, and if so, try to schedule to get these things recast, which is, I believe, they just make new chunks more in line with the shape of your mouth, because this is from the shape of my mouth like 6 years ago, 5-6 years ago. And the inside of your mouth changes as you gain and lose weight, and you have resorption of tissue. So thumbs up. So what was I going to say? I don't know. I lost track of what I was talking about when my dentures started flopping loose. And yes, I actually feel shame when I talk about my dentures and how I don't have any teeth. It's horrible. I feel like a monster when I look into a mirror with no teeth in. So, and I know I'm not a monster, so it's just a mental thing. Joyous on that. But still. Past that, I think I was trying to say past that and just talk about what I was doing. Past that, everything is just life. It has been raining on and off for days. Yesterday I went walkies. I actually went walkies for a time. It had been raining hard all day. When I checked the forecast online, said it was going to be raining on and off at night. So I grabbed my umbrella and boom, it was just a great big bright clear cloudless sky. So joy on that. But it was a nice thing. And it's been raining hard again this morning. I got my kitty cat sitting in the window. She likes to watch the world go by. Now she's jumping back down again. Thumbs up. But my hamsters are all doing well. Well as they can. Little Gojira, she keeps moving around her nest inside of her home down there, and that's very silly. Dust Mop is doing well. I trimmed him down really close, so he's still doing quite well. Trimmed down. He's not dragging half of his bed around with him. Little Saber / Cream, she continues slowly migrating her nest this direction. It used to be far off in the corner. Now it's like real close. I could just reach down inside of there and grab her. I'm not going to, of course. I do not want to take advantage of her trust. She trusts that place is safe, so I want it to be her safe place, so I'm not going to do that. And then, of course, over against the wall is Dr. Snurf, and he's got that big bald spot on his back with the skin getting thicker and drier, and he's had some red spots where it's been growing, so I don't know. It might be mites, but I can't afford to take him to the vet if I also want to get my teeth fixed so they don't break, so that I don't starve if they do. Joy. So aside from that, with the possibility, I mean, because it could also just be old age. That's the issue. I'm hoping it's just that, and I'm trying. He seems to be doing well past that, so thumbs up. But I'm just surviving. Last night, I didn't have insomnia as bad. I woke up at 1:30, but was able to go back to sleep fairly quickly, and I slept until just about 5:30. So I'm not exhausted, but I'm tired because I never sleep as much as I should, but at least I slept, and that's good. And of course, flipping over to this camera, making sure I'm at least halfway centered. My back is really bad. I also don't know what's going on. My back is really bad right now. So, thumbs up for that. And I've opened up 24 hours worth of comments. My community tab. Going to go through and thank 20 to 25 people for having left me a comment. I'm not reading the comments right now, just thanking you for having left a comment. Thumbs up for that. If I mispronounce a username, no disrespect is intended. I'm an American English speaker. We're just not good at that sort of thing. And it is a range of 20 to 25 because even though I count American Sign Language with my depression, fibro, untreated ADHD, and more, I'm amazed I can remember anything at all. Joy. So back to the main camera, halfway centered, and let's call my Chrome back up here. We have Katarina Guerra. I sure hope I'm halfway close. Thank you very, very much. Akame Bro, thank you very much. We have the Proxy 1987, thank you. Donut B4 Boys, greatly appreciated. Ollie B, thumbs up and thank you. We have Rival, greatly appreciated. And Arnold Lane, thumbs up and thank you. We have Confused Owl 29, thumbs up and thank you very much. We have Music Addict, greatly appreciated. Kathy KitKat, good to see you in the comments. Brent Donnie, I sure hope I'm close. Thank you very much. Jonathan Martin, greatly appreciated. And Wine Ant, the best kind of ant, greatly appreciated. Aaron Judge, thumbs up and thank you. Russian Timing, always good to see you in the comments and best of luck with everything. Tyler L, thumbs up and thank you. Der Ventler, thank you very, very much. We have Riska P, thumbs up and thank you. Alina Stefan, greatly appreciated. We have Rodrigo Fernandez, greatly appreciated. And Christopher O, thumbs up. Ale, greatly appreciated. Zombie Wolf, always good to see you. Colin Reisenauer, thumbs up and thank you. And I'm very sorry you're being treated so poorly by these people online. It's really, really bad, and I'm sorry. And Soundmaster Blink, greatly appreciated. Each and every one of you. You get me out of my head. Whoosh! Over to the other camera, halfway centered. God, my back hurts so bad. Joy. Into the world. Dealing with real people. It is a very good thing. Thank you so very, very much. If you could, check out my various links down below. I have Twitter, Facebook, GoFundMe, Patreon.com. If you could donate to my GoFundMe campaign or become a Patreon.com patron like one of these beautiful and awesome people, that would be beautiful and awesome. Now, especially the way things are going economically, if you cannot become a patron, I do understand, and I will never shame anybody for any issues monetarily. I know how hard things are. I have the greatest appreciation for anybody who helps me out. Thank you so much. If you wanted to help me out, but you didn't want to send money to one of those two places, I have not an Amazon, a PayPal link down below. That would be cool if you could check that out. I also do have an Amazon wishlist link if you didn't want to send money. That would be cool. It has things like hamster food, hamster bedding, not cat bedding, hamster bedding, silly things, not silly things. If you could check it out, that would be very cool. Now, do not feel obligated. I do not feel entitled. And if you cannot donate or you simply do not donate, I take all good wishes and I deposit them in the bank of my heart where I draw interest, so thank you very much. If you can toss me a like, I do appreciate all the positive validation I get for my existence. Definite thumbs up. And of course, if you can subscribe to the channel and hit that bell, that would be very cool, greatly appreciated. I would understand if you did not wish to, but if you are down with it, I will do my very best to keep you entertained from now until the literal end of time. Well, now it's kind of a silly walking motion sort of thing. Anyway, though, back to the main camera. Oh, with an itchy nose. So I have this video. I have a video that I have to record for a game portion of the night's entertainment. Hopefully I'll get some other silly things done as well, like an H&R Prosetta. I still want to get back to doing song mutilations. So there's all sorts of things. ASMR, I still want to read my fiction. So lots of things I want to get done. Definitely a thumbs up on that. So you take care. Have a great day today. I will see you on the flip side, my friend, and that is a very good thing. And I'm going to change that again, but until that time, just do the best you can in these trying times. And be safe. Nobody but you can figure out what is best for you. Maybe? I mean, partially. I mean, not in pandemic times. Stay home is what I'm trying to say, and be safe. Don't get diseases and perish.